Oh, we're live. Welcome to the Adam Sandler Podcast. Sorry, we're a couple of minutes late, but I, had some technical difficulties with my sleep schedule. What? So that's why we didn't have any music, no real intro, because I kind of forgot to prepare this, and I started preparing it 5 minutes ago. But here we are. In this episode of the Adam Sandler Podcast, we're going to talk about, is this the first remake we talked about? No, Mr. Deeds was the first one.
Yes.
Yes,
Deeds
okay.
was first.
So this is the second, so then my intro doesn't work. I was going to say that he's getting even lazier and just copying other movies now, but he's already done that. But anyway, we're talking about The Longest Yard, the remake of an old movie that was already remade a couple of years before this in England, but that's a whole nother story. First and foremost, let me introduce to you my friend co-host Christopher.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And before we even get into it, let's just really stick to the format completely. Let's watch the trailer right off the bat. So, the trailer for The Longest Yard. Where is it? There it is. Almost made it to lineup. They never do. There we go. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1, play. Nope, that's not play. There it is. Jesus Christ. Yes, the dumbest intro ever.
There's a huge party going on downstairs.
I forgot about that.
I'll tell you what you should forget about. Football. Because it has forgotten all about you.
I need some alone time to think about our future.
Do not get one scratch on my car.
Just when
Oh, there was. That's they say. Oh, no annoying trailer voice. But there was.
It did.
Things are not going too well for Adam Sandler's character this time.
Boy, that didn't spill my beer.
Welcome to Allenville, superstar. You're gonna put together a team of inmates to play against my guards.
I just want to do my time.
Your time here will be a whole lot easier if you just participate.
Some Jet Li shit.
That's gonna
Whoa.
cost. Looking forward to it.
Now, the guy who never had a friend on the outside will need one on the inside.
You play football? Man, I was so bad.
A friend.
They used to pick me after the white kids.
Looks like you could use some help here.
There goes the neighborhood.
Sounded like they cloned some audio in the trailer. I don't know. That's the story. They're gonna play the guards.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
And he doesn't really want to, so he's basically Adam Sandler, because he doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of that. So, once again, this is one of those movies that neither of us had seen before. Have
No.
you seen it?
Never seen it.
Yeah, I mean...
Knew of it, but this was way past when I accepted Adam Sandler at all.
Yeah, me too. I was not into Adam Sandler at this time. And football, like, he already did football once. And like putting together a ragtag team, he already did that once. So, and he did it pretty well then, so he probably won't do it good now. Because now he's lazier. And in 2005, that is towards 1998. But now having seen it, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm gonna say, I think, I think this is the blandest movie so far.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's not bad. We've seen worse. It's just bland. You don't care about anything or anyone in this movie.
No.
It's just nothing is at stake, and it's boring at the worst. Boring. I mean,
Yeah, I totally agree. It's becoming a little bit of a pattern with like half of his movies nowadays, or in this time period. Like, it's lazy. This is the lazy one where he made a bunch of money. Before this, he made Spanglish, which he tried, you know. And then before that, he made whatever, Mr. Anger Management, which was lazy. And before that, it was Punch Drunk Love, which he tried, you know, and it was good. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it was. I have trouble saying anything about the movie because it's
Me
just
too.
so
Once again,
bland and boring.
yeah, I didn't. There's no clips like anything interesting that happens. There's nothing like outrageous. There's nothing really offensive. I mean, they do some sort of gay jokes about the women in the prison, but
I know.
they handle it pretty tastefully.
One thing I want to bring up,
Okay.
maybe later though, maybe later about those jokes. We'll get back to that later.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay.
So what did you think of the movie? The same? Or do you have anything else to say?
yeah, it's bland. I get the feeling they were trying to. This was an attempt to not make an Adam Sandler movie, like to make a movie with
Really?
Adam Sandler in it. Yeah, it had some of the Adam Sandlerisms, but they were different. They were like, comparing to the last movies we watched, or the last few, which weren't the series ones. There weren't a lot of Adam Sandler buddy cameos.
Oh yeah.
There's two basically, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Because Rob Schneider once again appears as the "you can do it" guy.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I haven't looked this up, but I think Alan Covert plays the
Yeah, he's the
referee or judge or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah, he's
That
the
gets
referee.
hits in the groin with the ball.
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
that's him.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's it.
This one does, however, introduce a new mainstay, which we don't have on our list. Once again, that list. Chris Rock, who will appear in several more movies after this.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's it. And the violence, it's a very violent movie because it's about football, American football. Which
Yeah,
is a very-
inside a prison.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But the thing is that usually the mean-spirited violence is usually inflicted upon someone else by Adam Sandler, and here he takes most of the beatings, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's supposed to not be funny and more make us sympathize with him.
Yeah, and they really set up that everyone in this movie is in a way a bad guy, and
Yeah.
that everyone in this movie deserves the violence
Yeah,
that they get. It's set up from the start that everyone we meet is a criminal or a guard who is a sadist.
yeah, which makes
That's
sense
everyone.
to some extent.
Yeah.
And
But that I think that's why the violence doesn't have the same impact as they had in the previous movies.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm?
What?
What?
We disappeared from screen. I don't know why. Hello? Why did we disappear? Hold on. There's you. What? Where did I disappear? Hello? What? There I am. Okay. Anyway, we're still streaming. I don't know what happened. Whatever. Yeah. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that the violence isn't. It's not. It doesn't have the same effect in this movie that
No.
it has in previous movies.
Exactly.
Because it's established that these are bad guys who deserve it, and we shouldn't feel sorry for them.
Yeah. So in a
While
way,
in the earlier movies we've seen, there's the humor is that it's a lot of violence happens to innocent people,
yeah,
and that's funny.
yeah, ugh, yeah, it's supposed to be. Hasn't really worked. So that's why I feel like it's slightly different. And this isn't just a Happy Madison production. It's actually a co-production with MTV Films, which is not like that makes it any more prestigious or anything. But it's I get the feeling that this wasn't something that Happy Madison wanted to do. They were approached to do this. So like, okay, we'll put it together. I don't know. I just
But
get that feeling.
it feels that, yeah, as we said in First Dates, the Adam Sandler movie is now it's now refined, and it doesn't need a Happy Madison production behind it. Everyone is on board of what a Adam Sandler movie is and how you make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure, it isn't a typical Adam Sandler movie, but it's the same beats, it's the same structure. Because that's all his movies from now on, and everyone is on board with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought I thought they were gonna make like him more of a not a secondary character, but more of like like instead of having him in every scene, his presence would be felt more. That it would be about the team, since it's a movie about a football team. But that didn't really happen. It sort of happens, but not really, which was kind of weird. Because once again, like his is kind of the most boring character in the movie. The other ones are sure they're over the top, they're ridiculous, but they're at least more interesting than his character.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I think the issue here, I don't know if it is the acting from the other teammates, because that's very up and down.
Oh yeah.
Or if it's mainly the writing. But if we compare this with his other football movie, Waterboy, we still have teams. Both of those movies teams, but it feels like in that movie, Waterboy, even though we've spent a lot of screen time outside of the field, without the team, it feels like we know all the characters and we know all the teammates more in that one than in this one. In this movie, there's just, I mean, it's barely characters. It's more traits.
Mm-hmm.
This one is the big guy. This one is the fat guy. This one is the fast one.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they missed how I can't say why, but it's just bad. Because in Waterboy, you kind of cared about the people. You kind of cared about the characters in the team, the other teammates.
Yeah,
in this one, you don't care.
No, that's true. You had a certain. You didn't know all the team because there's a lot of football players, but you had the ones that there was actually about the Adam Sandler buddies, Jonathan Lauren and Peter Dante and all those, and you recognize them in the movie, and even when they were playing here. Yeah, like you said, they're like characters in a role playing party. So they're these stereotypes, but you don't really recognize them other than that, and they kind of mush together when they're actually playing, because then they're not really that different, except for the guy that's like 10 feet tall. But other than that, they all kind of look similar out there. Yeah, which is weird because they're introduced, like I said, they're introduced as pretty colorful characters and over the top, but once they actually start playing, they're just acting like football players.
Yeah, after the introduction, we don't get any like one-on-one screen time with any of them anymore.
No, they all become pawns in Adam Sandler's game.
And I gotta say, also in this movie, I think this is. I need to look over the list, but I think this is one of his most despicable characters.
Oh yeah,
so far.
It's very. I couldn't sympathize with him for 1 second.
No. I mean, it's maybe this one or Billy Madison. One of the other is the. I can't decide which one is the worst, because in this movie he doesn't do anything. I mean, right?
No.
He's everything he does is for himself, and he doesn't care about anyone.
Yeah.
He sort of maybe cares about Chris Rock's character.
Yeah.
But that just sweeps under the rug.
Yeah.
It's just a big that was sad, and then go on. Because spoiler alert, Chris Rock's character dies in the movie.
Yeah.
Which also is very weird for Adam Sandler movie, to have a main character just die.
Yeah.
In a violent death, also. But yeah, Adam Sandler's is like, we have to win this for him, and that's never mention him again.
Nope. Yeah, I mean there's one choice he makes. The very last choice he makes in the movie is for anyone else but himself. And that's when he decides to actually win the game. But that's nowhere near enough.
That's debatable. it's debatable if it's even is for anyone else, because I think that he makes that for his conscience sake and to stick it to the man. He doesn't do that
sure.
for the team. He doesn't do that for anyone else than himself. For him
Sure.
to feel good.
I was trying to be nice, but that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, the way they portray it, yeah, no, he doesn't do that to be nice or to be a good person.
Yeah, and there was like there was an opportunity to make the character more complex that way. And interesting, like, why does he keep doing this? Like, thinking of himself even when it kind of hurts him, which they kind of doing the original. We'll talk more about the original in a little bit. But yeah, the character does not like earn the audience sympathy at all. Like,
No.
right from the beginning, he is. They tried to like make him the victim in the beginning with having a super annoying girlfriend, played by the Monica from Friends. Oh my God, what's her name? Oh no.
What is this? What is her name?
Arquette something. Courtney Cox Arquette.
Courtney Cox, right?
Or at this point, Courtney Cox. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's also debatable because she's throwing a party for what I assume. Well, they say something. It's for her work in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, and
Because she says my clients, so I don't know really. But it's a work thing.
Yeah.
And he's up in the bedroom watching football, and she says, "Can you come down?" And he says, "Oh, I forgot you even had a party." This, okay, fair enough, but get down and make an appearance at least. They're in your home.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm gonna steal your car because you're annoying and want me to do stuff."
Yeah, I know, but but they're So he's annoying even in that scene, but they're trying to make her like feel like she's. I think she literally says, "I own you." Which is it's just, it came off really strange. We didn't spend near enough time to like get a grip on that relationship. Like, why were they even together? Because they're literally together for a minute on scene, and then they're just like, "Oh, we should break up," when he talks to the news camera. And that's also something that survived from the original. It's equally short in the original, but it's used to like tell his backstory a little more, so it makes more sense there, even though it's kind of weird even there. But anyway, so yeah, you never feel sympathy for him, which really doesn't help. I never got attached to any of the characters, partly because of that, and partly because none of the other characters have any personality. They're more like stereotypes, or they're supposed to have this one usefulness, this one trait in the football game. So I don't know.
And they don't really use those traits in a meaningful way.
No.
Because I mean, it would have been more interesting as, again, like Waterboy, where we get a look into like the plays they're doing, and your strong part is this, so you do this. You are in the way. You are the runner. You are the tackler. You're doing something. In this movie, it's just, it's like watching football for someone who never seen football before, and isn't interested.
Yeah, and that's also a big problem with the last like half hour of the movie. It's all just one long football game, and I don't know the rules. There are two involving those rules to learn. So I just sat there and like, they're winning because I see the scoreboard, but that's about it. I didn't know what I was watching really, but that's on us, I guess. We're not Americans. So.
Well, yeah, but come on, I've seen a lot of American football movies, and I enjoyed a lot of them, even though I don't know the rules. They're good
true.
Movies.
That's true. I agree.
So the other thing, the thing I mentioned, I want to come back to. So it was something that I got in this movie, and I'm not sure. I just want to bring it up. Mm-hmm. So throughout most of his movies, we've been talking about this transphobic and homophobic jokes that aren't really transphobic, that aren't really
Mm.
transphobic, but they're on the line, and we have had problems. I mean, putting him in a place. What is this joke? What's the point of it, and why?
Yeah.
And I think I got it now
Okay.
in this movie regarding these. Not so much the cheerleaders, more the crying guy. The guard was crying.
That one was a little weird.
Yeah, so all of these jokes that he has about trans people and gay people, there aren't jokes about gay people or transgender people. It's about not jokes about not being a real man.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's-
sure.
it's-
Yeah.
It's promoting toxic masculinity. That's the joke
Yeah.
in all of his movies. So I don't think any of his jokes are actually against trans people or homosexual people. It's all about promoting toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And I haven't grasped that. I haven't like put it together as that's what it is until now
Yeah.
in this movie. Because we have this guard who is constantly crying and constantly. It's framed as a joke that he's crying and he cares about things.
Yeah. He's becoming,
I guess.
a woman basically. It's a
Sort
joke.
of, yeah. Yeah, and I didn't understand the problem. What's happening? Why is this framed as a joke? And it is because he isn't a real man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I wonder if that's if that's actually something that Adam Sandler, if he actually believes in those values, if he has those values.
Well, I wouldn't say I would slightly change it, but it does make sense what you're saying. That yeah, it's not about whether they're gay or not, or if they're transsexual or not. It's about if they're a man or not. So I would
Yeah.
say it's promoting a very traditional stereotype of masculinity, sure, and kind of trying to like put down anti-masculinity, and yeah, that becomes kind of prominent here, but in the same time, I think that's almost part like all. Still, in some parts of America, it's kind of like that, even though it's becoming more and more progressive, almost to a fault.
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, definitely. I'm not saying that he's alone in this.
Oh yeah, no.
Just
Some-
it's just that it's very prominent, and I haven't put it together that that's what it is I'm
Okay.
watching.
Okay,
That
yeah,
that's what these jokes are about. Because I brought it up in like most movies now. That there are weird jokes that I don't understand.
yeah.
And I think that's maybe the joke in Mr. Deeds, the one that I didn't get. No, sorry, in Big Daddy. I mean,
Oh,
with the gay friends.
yeah. Well,
And the guy-
they're kind of making fun of the homophobe. Or he's not really a homophobe, but the guy that doesn't really get it or have a trouble accepting it.
Yeah, and that's because they have made gay jokes before that in other movies, and after that in other movies.
Mm.
But in this movie, it was framed as he's the weird one, the homophobe is the weird one,
Yeah.
and now I get it because it's that people are gay isn't a joke, so he has no problem with homosexual people.
Yeah.
It's not being a man which is the problem.
Yeah, and it gets amplified because it's a movie about football, the most
Yeah.
masculine thing in the world. Woo!
So
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to bring it up, and I think this is something to look out for going forward.
Oh, sure.
And probably looking back to previous movies too.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I had a point to make.
Okay. Good point.
Yes, good point. Anyway, man, why do we do this live? I don't know. Yes, but speaking of the movies overall,
Mhm.
you hadn't seen any of the other versions of the movie.
No, I know of them
Yeah.
because of this movie. I haven't heard of him in any other context than when people talk about the Adam Sandler version. People say it's a remake of a good movie, but I've never heard anyone mention the good movie in any other context.
Well.
And then I mean the movie from the 70s with
mhm.
Burt Reynolds. That's
Yeah.
the one people praise praise sometimes.
Yeah. And since I've been working from home lately because of certain worldly events, I had some more spare time, so I actually watched the original and the British remake, Mean Machine, from 2001 or 2002. And I gotta say, yeah, I've also heard the original Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds in the role as Paul Crewe, Adam Sandler's character. I've heard it's a good movie, but I've never heard it's called like a classic or a cult classic, or people bring it up when they talk about Burt Reynolds. It wasn't mentioned now that he died a couple of years ago or a year ago or whatever it was. Sorry. And I kind of realize why after having watched it, because it's slightly better than the new one, but not really. because the Adam Sandler movie is a pretty faithful remake. I mean, or faithful remake. Yeah, it pretty much just rips off every scene from the original and puts a little modern spin on it. So the old one doesn't really have anything else to come with. It's the only thing it has is that Burt Reynolds is a much more charismatic leading man than Adam Sandler. That's about it. Otherwise, it's basically the same movie. Better editing. Okay. That's about it. And it was actually nominated for an Academy Award for its editing, and I can see why, because it's very well edited. We can watch a little bit of the trailer, but it's gonna look just like the trailer from 2005.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And it's 4 minutes long, so we're just gonna watch a little bit of it. Oh, look, it almost lined up again. There we go. And 3, 2, 1, play. It's one of those classic old movie trailers. They basically show the whole movie, but very edited.
Burt Reynolds, the electricity that turns on the most outrageous team in football. The Mean Machine, supercharged and power-driven to the longest yard.
Oh yeah, that's also... The car chase in the beginning is actually exciting. Unlike the Adam Sandler one, which is just a green screen.
The superstar.
I feel so good.
Get off of me. The stud.
Oh.
The all-American. The all-amazing. A joker of a jock who laughed all the way to prison.
Oh no.
Paul Crewe. A wrecking crew. Anybody who is pro football's most
we can see a little bit of the team, because
special. Should we do it standing up? All right, let's move it.
A hero so special, he gets special treatment.
They'll put you in the oven. Rise and shine. It's room service. How do you like the apples? Superstar.
Yeah, seems like the same movie.
yeah, it's the same movie.
Football game, man. That's an American.
And then yeah.
Faggot.
Oh, well, that's about it. Yeah, it's the exact same movie. You can even see. I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but you can even see what characters in the trailer are from the new movie.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same movie. And in the chat, by the way, hey Kayla, welcome to the show. Yeah, it's and like I said before, Burt Reynolds is definitely more charismatic, and
yeah, that's not hard though.
No, that's not hard. No, exactly, but like
especially now when he have fully given up at try in his own movies.
Oh yeah, Adam Sandler, yeah. But I mean, even if Adam Sandler wasn't trying to be Burt Reynolds is still a very charismatic man, or was.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But in the movie, they're really trying to make him out to be the bad guy. I mean, they're not trying to give him sympathy points in the beginning. It's slightly different dynamic between him and the girlfriend in the beginning of the original movie. And then he's hesitant to talk about why he took the dive that made him, lose his fame and fortune. Even up until the end, you never really actually know why he did it. Which doesn't really make him more of a complex character, but at least they're not, because in the Adam Sandler movie they just use it for sympathy in the end, like, oh, I had loan sharks after me, so I needed money. Really, you make millions of dollars and you can't just give them whatever you were owed, or whatever you owed them. Here it's just like, nah. He says one story and then he said, do you really believe that? But the guy tells him, no, good, because it was a lie, and then they don't talk about it anymore. So he's a little bit more mysterious. I'm not saying that's like a great way to do it, but at least it's a little more interesting. And then, the editing is better. Especially in the football game, the final act of the movie. But other than that, it's the same movie. Straight up a ripoff, basically. Or I guess a remake, an homage. I don't know. So, yeah. If I had to recommend one of them, sure, the original, but doesn't really matter.
Which lead do you prefer?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
But then, we mentioned a British remake, which came out just a couple of years before the Adam Sandler movie, and starring Vinnie Jones, which was produced by Paramount, the owners of The Longest Yard trademark, basically. So it's kind of weird that they made two Mean Machine movies, or two Longest Yard movies, so close by. It's just a couple of years in between, I think. And I watched that as well. That was the shortest one, because that's another thing we didn't mention. The movie's long. It's like an hour and 56 or something, which it didn't need to be. And this British remake, that's kind of why I watched it. I watched it today, and it's only an hour and a half, so it was perfect.
It's called Mean Machine.
Right, it's called Mean Machine, yeah. Because they couldn't really call it The Longest Yard, since we don't use yards in Europe. That's probably exactly why. Otherwise, we would have used it. But The Longest Meter doesn't sound as good. But let's watch a little bit of that trailer as well. Just so you can see that this one is exactly the same movie. And 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah, so this is a football. This is a soccer, which is really football, but soccer movie, because it's a British movie.
Only if you've got the ballness.
Governor wants you to coach my football team.
I just want to do my time and get on with my life.
If you don't play ball, you could be with us for some time.
Listen, tell the governor the best way to train the guards is to play a really tough match against a team of cons.
Could be win-win for everybody.
What we need is 11 men to play as a team. Right? Right! Yes! It's lovely, don't it, Willie? What's that?
I'm your manager.
Since when?
Massive is your man.
We still need a goalkeeper.
The legendary Monk.
That dude is beyond mental.
Yeah.
I heard he ate Hannibal the cannibal.
Hello, Mr. Monk. Can you play football? Or play in the guards?
I'm with you.
Oh yeah, he plays a Scottish guy, but he can't do a Scottish accent, so he barely talks in the movie. Except for like a word at a time.
And they'll never let you forget it. Oh! Is that all right, though, Dan, yeah?
Cream.
Why is this? Why is this story? Why do you make this story 3 times? Do you need this movie?
I don't know. That's enough of the trailer, by the way. I don't know. Like, I guess the original was popular, but popular enough to remake twice?
Yeah, because
No.
that's one thing that really bugs me in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point.
No, yeah.
There are no stakes. There's no reason for any of it.
I guess it's supposed to be like a redemption story that he learns to care about something at least.
Yeah, but I mean in a tangible way, because he's in a prison. They play football.
Yeah.
And what happens when they win? Nothing. What happens when they lose? Nothing. In what way does this? It would have needed something like a so small thing as in they can't play football on their breaks in the courtyard.
Yeah.
And then they challenge the guard to a match, and if they win the match, then they can play football. I mean, just some stakes.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
not just we want to punch the guard some. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's okay, but then why do you need to win? Because winning feels good. Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, I think it's like this. In the original movie, it's definitely more of a spectacle. Like, look, we're watching convicts play the guards, and the movie is like centered around that game. They're basically putting on a fake game for the audience. The rest of the movie is just build up towards that game. So it's a spectacle movie. And
why should we want the main characters, the prisoners, to win if it's just a nothing match, a spectacle match? Just give me a reason why it's important to win. It could be anything.
It's not that it's important to win. It's because they're a ragtag team. They're the underdogs. They may be criminals, but they're still lovable. I'm talking about the original here. So we learn to love these bad boys basically, and we want to see them win because of it. And they're trying to do the same thing in the Adam Sandler remake, but it doesn't translate as well. It doesn't work super well in the original, but it works better.
Maybe I would have understood it if I've seen the original, because by seeing just the Adam Sandler movie, I don't like anyone in the movie.
No,
I don't know anyone in the movie, and there are no stakes for them to succeed in the movie. So what is this movie?
Yeah,
there's nothing, and that's why it's bland and boring.
They wanted to recreate this spectacle from the 70s, but that doesn't really hold up as a movie nowadays. That really dates the original. Like, it's just about watching a different kind of football game, but we need something more. We need something more from a movie nowadays.
Yeah.
Because back then movies were still kind of a thing
I mean, that's
happening.
fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, back in the days, you could do a movie that was just a car chase, more or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that thing, but then we need something in the new one, because
yes, we do.
That doesn't fly.
No.
2005.
No, exactly. That's kind of the problem. They don't really do that. They just copy the original. What I think they're trying to do, like I said, it's sort of redemptive, in that we see that these aren't really the bad guys. So this is their chance. This is their one shot at to get some semblance of pride back. They might not have their freedom, but at least for those whatever 3 hours that a football game takes to play in America, they're free basically, and they relish in that. So there's something to that. That works, I think, a lot better in the British remake, because that movie is it's on the nose all the time with every emotional beat, every story beat. The music is always swelling, so you know exactly when to feel what in the movie. It's really annoying. But it really makes it clear that they're not playing for their freedom. They're playing for a pride, basically, to regain some semblance of pride in their life. So that works that way. But that movie is probably the most annoying to watch because of the direction. It was the easiest one to follow, though, because I understand soccer rules. So I got the ending at least. But the guy that made that movie only directed one movie, and that was Mean Machine, and I can see why. He's a commercial director otherwise, so I guess he went back to that because Mean Machine wasn't very good, but at least I got it.
Yeah, this was the Adam Sandler one was directed by Peter Siegel, and it's
he made
his last Adam Sandler movie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because he made Anger Management. That was his first Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
And then Fifth First Dates, and now Longest Yard.
Okay. So.
And no more after that for Adam Sandler.
Huh. Yeah. What does he do?
He did Get Smart, which was kind of a success.
Yeah.
And then he has a movie coming out this year. It's that one. It's the Batista movie.
Oh, My Spy or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's that
okay.
one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's that kind of director. Yeah, okay.
So he's still doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's kind of like what was the guy that made Little Nicky? Brett something or something. What was his name?
I remember who, but
who also made Mr. Peter Brill. He did Mr. Deeds. Or he did
Brill.
Big Daddy. I don't remember. Like, he's even blander.
Stephen Brill.
Stephen Brill, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, Peter Siegel wasn't far behind.
No, and let's see, Stephen Brill, has he made his last? No, he's gonna do one more Adam Sandler movie.
Oh no.
I think it has to be on the list. Sandy Wexler.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll talk more about that then, but I started to watch that and turned it off, so that's foreshadowing.
And he hasn't done. No, wait, no, he was an actor in Sandy Wexler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he did direct Sandy Wexler.
Okay.
But after that, he directed the Netflix TV special Adam Sandler 100% Fresh.
Oh right.
That
Yeah, that one was actually okay. I mean, it's a stand-up special, so. But anyway.
And he was also involved in directing a segment in movie 43. So, this is some quality director. But yeah, that was Stephen Brill.
Yes.
That's not the one who.
No, that's not Peter Siegel.
No.
Peter Siegel, who made one of the more enjoyable Adam Sandler movies, in my mind, 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he did this. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they're not picking directors to play to their strengths. Like,
no.
Peter Siegel should have made maybe another romantic comedy. I don't know. Does he do any other romantic comedies? Like Blended, or I don't know, just go with it.
Get Smart. Get Smart is.
Oh sure, yeah, but I'm thinking comedy. Adam Sandler movies.
No, he only did 3.
Oh, okay.
Anger Management, 50 First Date, Longest Yard.
Yeah, he could do 50 First Dates pretty well. He did.
Yeah.
Okay with Anger Management, but I don't know.
I think it feels like both Brill and Siegel feels like directors that, they can do the job, but it's not.
Oh yes.
It's more a job. It's not art from their point of view. They're not here to make something good or something interesting. They're here to do something that's entertaining and for the masses. And and I think that's their strength because it works.
Sure, yeah, and I think they're there because technically, for the movie to be like eligible for like the unions, all the different unions, that actors unions and writers unions, they need an official director. So let's put some guy there and let the producers do the rest of the work. Just say you're the director. Fine.
Yeah,
I get that feeling.
Yeah, and they get the paycheck. So.
Oh yeah. And that's the Longest Yard. It's this podcast is becoming kind of hard now because every other movie is so bland. There's really not much to say about it.
No, and we got a lot of them to go.
Oh yeah, but at least they're gonna get worse. So there maybe there's more to talk about in that way. But yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna. First the chart of people.
Yes, we'll start with that.
The dreaded chart.
Yes. Let's see. Bring it up there and bring it up here. Yes. Right. So, we didn't fill in from last week, right?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
We talked about it. We went over who was in it, but I don't know if you filled it in. That's only you can know that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
I still think we should stop the chart and just do a bingo instead. Just have all the people on a bingo and cross them out for every movie.
You know what? I'm gonna make one. We're gonna finish this series with a huge bingo episode. I promise.
Yeah. Good.
But do you have the let's just because I don't have either 50 First Dates or Spanglish filled in. I don't know if they got erased or
You said the same thing last week.
Yeah, I don't know what's
management.
happening because I always save the thing, but then they disappear. I
Are
don't
you
know
saving
why.
like different versions everywhere?
I don't wait. Hold on, maybe I can. This is from. Is this one? Oh, there it is. But this one doesn't have Spanglish. It has.
But Spanglish doesn't have any.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Spanglish didn't have any of the cameos, so.
But here.
Or the regulars.
Here, anger management isn't filled in. What? I don't.
That's the one from last week.
Right.
Do you have two files that you're going between and switching?
Yes.
Fill in anger management in one, 50 First Dates in another?
Why do I have that?
I don't know.
Damn it!
This is your show.
I know. Okay. Well, anger management only had two. It's Alan Covert and Jonathan Lawrence. I'll just fill that in and we can continue. Okay. Right. So let me just do that. Where is it? There's the color. 30 there, I think. Anger management there and anger management there. And then Spanglish didn't have any. The longest yard. So who did we have? Not a lot.
No.
We had once again fucking Alan Covert is in it.
Yeah. Yep.
This one was a very small one though. I think he had more of a character in 50 First Dates as 10-Second Tom because here he's just referee, judge guy.
Yeah.
I was like I said before, I wasn't even sure it was him because I didn't see his face.
At this point, I just knew it was him.
Yeah,
I heard the voice.
I heard the voice.
I saw him. It was a split second, but I saw him.
And also, I think Adam Sandler, because I think they're good friends because he's the one that's been in most movies.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a Bruce Campbell Sam Raimi relationship where Adam Sandler likes to like hurt Alan Covert in his movies. Because his only scenes in this movie is him getting hit in the groin with a football so hard that he has to be taken out of commission. And looking back at like Mr. Deeds where he gets beat up all the time, and same thing in some other movie, Bulletproof, he gets beat up. Happy Gilmore, he is a homeless guy. I don't know. So it's just a pattern I've seen. But he's also. I don't know if this was the first time, but I saw his name come up as a producer of the movie. So I guess maybe he's done that earlier, but I didn't notice it until this movie. So maybe that's like his role. I don't know. Anyway, the second one, the only one that I remember is what's his name? Schneider. Robert Schneider. You can do it, right? And that's
Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Robert Schneider. Come on. You're Rob, guy. Yeah.
Forever Rob.
Yeah, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, I didn't notice anyone else.
Yeah, me neither.
So, yeah.
Like we said, Chris Rock was a new face that should have been added to the list, but it's not gonna be.
Nothing more is added to this list.
No, that's true.
Ever.
Yeah. So that's it for that.
Yeah, we did have a lot of, known people at now.
Oh yeah.
Like Terry Crews. Tracy Morgan.
Oh, about Terry Crews, we need to discuss. Let me remove the spreadsheet because it's covering us up. Just quickly, Kayla asks, what about his animated holiday movie? Yes, 8 Crazy Nights. We had so many Adam Sandler movies that we decided to remove all the animated movies. I have an idea for those, but I haven't discussed it with Christopher off air yet, so I'm not going to discuss it now. But yeah, we're not going to do his animated movies. We're just doing his real movies, his real star vehicles.
Real movies.
Real movies, yeah. Oh, yeah, real movies. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yes, Terry Crews' character is called Cheeseburger. His thing is that he can get you McDonald's hamburgers. Like, he just magically has them.
Yeah.
And he has so many. He has such a good connection. He can just hand them out whenever in the movie. I think that is the big, hidden advertisement in this movie. Because there's even a scene where the kind of annoying Latino guy that denies being in love with Tracy Morgan's character.
Yeah.
There's one scene where he gets, I think he's knocked down in the final game, or in one of the practices, and Terry Crews just puts a quarter pounder on his helmet and says, "Quarter pounder fixes all problems," and he moves on.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, did McDonald's pay you to say that?
Yeah,
that's blatant. There's cheeseburgers and quarter pounders everywhere in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring it up, yeah, you're right. I didn't think in those lines at all. I just thought it was kind of a weird thing. And at this point, I'm so used to weird things in Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that probably makes sense.
At first, I didn't think about it. It was just they mentioned, "Oh, you can get McDonald's in here because of cheeseburgers." It's like, okay, that's funny. But then he kept pulling out cheeseburgers in every scene. It's like, something's going on here. I don't know if that is official, but I mean, they had to have talked to McDonald's, otherwise they couldn't have used the name.
Yeah, and
they're involved somehow.
That they used specifically the name. They don't just say cheeseburgers, McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. So it's a weird ad for McDonald's. Like, you may be in prison, but at least you have McDonald's. I don't know what they wanted to get out of that. I didn't notice it though, so I guess it kind of worked. Anyway, so
and then we had a few wrestlers.
Yes, we had Goldberg, and the other guy that looks exactly like Goldberg, whose name I forgot now.
Is it Stone Cold?
Yes, exactly. Stone Cold. They
Stone Cold
basically
Steve
look like the same guy. They have different beards.
Yeah.
That's about it. And then you have the really tall guy, with the long hair. He's also a wrestler.
Okay.
I forget his name. Yeah, he used to play like a Middle Eastern kind of villain character in WWE. I don't remember his name. But you know the guy in the movie, the biggest guy in the movie.
Yeah, the one playing ping pong.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then the wrestler. I didn't recognize, but that's because I don't know the sport. I didn't recognize any real football players though. I don't know if there was any.
No idea.
Yeah,
probably, but I have no idea. And I think the weirdest casting thing, Nelly, for some reason.
All right, yeah, that's Nelly. Yeah. I think that's why MTV Films is involved, because a lot of his, or at least a few of his songs, is in the movie. So I'm guessing like they had either they were brought on because they wanted Nelly, or they said, since we're producing, we want Nelly in the movie. I don't know, something like that. That's
or just that Nelly said that if I'm in the movie, you can use my music.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was a lot of semi-famous people in this movie, which was interesting. And most of them for no real reason.
As always.
None of them are famous for their acting capabilities.
Oh wait, I think I might
Except
be
Burt
wrong.
Reynolds. Chris Rock to a degree, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy that plays what's his name, Swatowski, the big mentally challenged guy, which they play kind of broad, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
He's actually also a professional wrestler.
Okay.
Well, he's a bunch of stuff, because I recognize the name Bob Sapp. I thought he was like a mixed martial artist guy, but he wasn't. But he's an American professional wrestler, actor, comedian, and former American football player. So that is a football player, which makes sense because he's humongous and very ripped. He looked like a football player. Yeah.
So, what are you gonna put the score on this movie then?
Oh God.
I mean, it feels like it doesn't even deserve a score. It's not even barely a movie.
Let's see. Let me bring it up. Oh wait, is this also one of those? Nope. I only have this one. I don't know. It doesn't have the anger management score on it for some reason. I'll fix that later. I gotta organize these files. Anyway, let me bring it up. The leaderboard. There we go. Right. So, well, why don't you start? Because I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this like 34, 33 maybe.
Is that locked in?
Yeah, 33. Go with a 33.
33 out of 100. All right. Okay. I probably won't go that low. Because, I mean, it's bland. It's not bad. I mean, bland in a way is even worse than bad. But, like, on an official, like, scoring level, I'd probably give it, like, I don't know, like a 46? So not quite middle of the road, but
yeah,
it
I
wasn't
guess
bad. It was just bland.
Yeah, but because my score is mostly based on do I want to watch this again? Do I have issues with watching this again? And I don't think I could stand to watch this again because it was so boring. You couldn't even joke about it. There was not even. You couldn't even laugh at it.
No, that's true. But I
as you said, bland is worse than bad.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
I'd say. So yeah, I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
33.
Yeah, and I mean, anything below 50, I wouldn't like put on myself. So I wouldn't. But if someone like, hey, I want to watch The Longest Yard, I wouldn't say no. I would say, all right, whatever. So, because I wasn't offended by it. Sure, I'll watch it if someone else wants to, but I'm not gonna recommend it. I'm not gonna watch it by myself again. It's so forgettable. Yeah, I actually it's so forgettable that I was worried that I wouldn't remember it because I watched it. I watched that one first a few days ago, and then I watched the original and the British remake. I watched the British remake today, and both of them had at least something that made them more interesting. British one was the soccer, which made me remember it better, and the original had Burt Reynolds. So I was sitting while I was working, I was like, do I remember the Adam Sandler one? And I was like, yeah, I probably do, because I was gonna rewatch it, and then no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, that's when I'm at 46. So quite a difference from last week when we just showered Spanglish with praise. Yeah.
Oh, I miss Spanglish.
I miss Spanglish. That was a good movie. A really good movie.
I did interesting when I watched I looked at the people scale or the chart.
Yeah, the spreadsheet.
Yeah. Except for Billy Madison, all movies that are good are the ones without covert in them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Except Billy Madison. That's just.
Yeah, well, yeah, Billy Madison. That's still. I haven't revisited it since. I don't want to, but
no.
That was a strange experience to watch that movie.
Yeah. Still though, so far, I mean, we've gone through maybe a third of the movies, a little over a third, I think.
Yeah.
And none of them are as bad as Going Overboard. So hey.
Yeah, I don't think so, right?
No, we had some. I think Little Nicky was close, but not really there.
Yeah, but it was in a different way. Because that was still sort of like a movie. Yeah, I know we discussed that. That it wasn't. Yeah. It was horrible. It was heinous, but it wasn't on the same. It wasn't on the same level as Going Overboard because that was just I don't know what that was. Ugh, fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So. Yeah. Next week.
Yes. What are we doing next week?
2 movies.
Yes. Okay.
We're back to the 2 movie schedule.
Right.
So first we have Click, the one we've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
To see if it is as good as people say, or if it is as bad as people say.
Yeah, because I've heard both.
Really divided.
Yeah.
And then also the same week we have the magnificent I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Oh God!
Which I have not seen and I'm dreading.
No, I've seen one scene flash by when I was channel hopping.
I think this one is the one I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry is the one I've dreaded most.
Yeah.
Right after Little Nicky. That was the one I dreaded the absolute most. And
yeah, it looks really bad.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And then I think after that, the next one I'm dreading. Oh yeah, and Jack and Jill. But that's a few weeks. That's a few weeks away. So.
Yeah. A few weeks, yes.
Yeah.
But between those, we're still gonna watch a bunch of Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
How do you feel now? Almost a third in.
No,
Was this a good idea?
I think it is a good idea. It wasn't as good as I thought it was. In my head, it's like, oh, we're gonna discover something, like something revelatory about Adam Sandler and his movie career. We have discovered, patterns. We have discovered like reasons to why he makes movies, but it hasn't been anything like, oh my God, yet. So I'm a little underwhelmed, but I still think this was a good experiment. It is a good experiment.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask this question.
I'm not regretting it. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask this question now, and then I'm gonna ask it again after we've seen Uncut Gems, the last one in the list.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not gonna ask it in. I'm not gonna ask it in between.
That's
and I just want to. I want to see if this answer changes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, based on the movies we've seen so far, not any of the ones after, but so far, does he deserve the hate?
It's so hard because the couple times he's been good, he's been really good. But honestly, I think he does. I think he does because of some of the stuff he's done in his movies. It's really calculated. It's really money hungry. It's grubby, and the couple of times he's done really well doesn't make up for it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like I don't personally dislike him, but I dislike the way he conducts his business.
Yeah. So I agree. I think he deserves it. He deserves this reputation he has. Yeah. He deserves the hate he gets. And he has done some great movies. 2 to be specific. Specific. And that makes it worse because he can be good, but he chooses not to.
But he has, but I think there is something. He has this intangible quality because. We didn't discuss this when he won the Independent Spirit Awards, but last month, sometime in February, watching that speech, it was a great speech. I think once again he knows what to say to make people like him. But that speech made me think like, yeah, he's actually a good actor. I was like, no, stop it, no, he's not a good actor. He's done a good couple of movies. That's it. And then he did the Hollywood Reporter roundtable with all the other nominees. And it was like, oh, he's so humble, and everyone likes him. No, stop it! He's a ruthless businessman, don't like him! I had to remind myself who he actually is. Because, when he tries, he is a really good actor. He seems to be a really nice guy. Yeah. But then there's all the advertisements and all the scummy movies. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we're gonna watch through all the movies, and then I'm gonna ask you the same question after Uncut Gems, and we'll see if the answer changes. Yeah. I think personally that's the only reason I'm even doing this. That's the only question, the only driving force is: does he deserve the hate?
Yeah.
And
And also,
so far, he does.
Yeah, I gotta say that's one big detriment to making this series. I've wanted to watch Uncut Gems for a couple of months now since it came out on Netflix, but nope, I gotta wait. I'm sticking to the format.
I gotta wait what is it? It's
20 more weeks or something.
It's 19 weeks.
Oh, okay.
To be exact.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's fine, man.
Oh my god, that's almost the entire year.
Yeah.
What is that, like September?
I don't. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's
week 30 something.
week 30.
Oh god.
If we're going on the schedule that we set, but I think we moved from that schedule.
Yeah, we moved. No, we only shifted like one movie or something. I don't think we moved the schedule.
Yeah, but I think we started later than I said.
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be. So according to the plans, we are supposed to be in week 11, but we're actually at week 13. So we're 2 weeks behind, so to speak. So week 32.
So I think that's what the beginning. Yeah, ending of September, beginning of October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But
so just
we have to do it. Anyway. Yeah, we've gone on for long enough now. Any closing thoughts? No, we already had those.
Nope.
Yeah, be sure to check out all the other episodes of the Adam Sandler podcast. Of course, and all the future episodes. And if you wanna follow along in next week's episode, be sure to check out Click and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Jesus.
Or maybe just watch Click and watch us talk about.
Yeah.
I now pronounce you. I mean, it's. Yeah.
You do what you want. But to Kayla watching live, thank you for watching. To everyone watching in the archived version, thank you for watching. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.